people here already. You guys are already chatting. Holy hell. Um, Man, welcome to the show, Tuck and Sam's. Okay, so I'm just gonna start naming them Tuck and Sam's 1 through whatever. Okay, so we're on number 3. This will be easy. I hope you guys are doing awesome and wonderful. I have had a busy day, even on a day that you cannot, or that you're supposed to be taking a rest. Because I mean, I went and sat down in the river for a little bit and just kind of cooled off. And when I was a kid, I used to love getting into rivers and swimming, but for some reason, I don't know what my aversion is. But anyways, I wanted to. Well, I'm waiting for. Hey, what's up, Scott? So we got. Hold on. Let me say hi to everybody that's here. Okay, so we got Cherokee. Nice to see you. What's up, Butterfly Spirit? Bucknut, you're here. Good evening. So sorry, been gone so long. Friday vehicle went 120 miles to do errands. Wow, made it back to property Saturday, where my laptop went down and wouldn't. Oh wow, that must have sucked. Okay, so let's see. We got Scott. What's going on? All right, everybody's sounding off. Butterfly. Alfred is here. 120 miles for errands is. Yeah, that is. But when you live out in the middle of nowhere, that's kind of where it's at. Okay. Okay. All right. Took a. So. Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess it seems like I've seen you every time, Butterfly Spirit. Okay. So I did a couple of videos just to kind of let you guys know. So the podcast is going to be answering your question. Next Thursday is when the podcast comes out, 9 o'clock in the morning. Every Thursday is the podcast, unless I have issues with signal. So that will be. I answered your question that you asked in one of the comments. About how, like, the types of people that will actually survive homelessness. And so that'll come out next Thursday. Alfred, if you guys have heard me talk about this and even asked if I used it, I actually made some, what did we make? Liquid gold and hot dogs mixed together. And so I used this. I did a review video of it, kind of showing me use it, stuff like that. That'll be coming out on Monday. And then on Tuesday, one of the common questions that I keep getting asked is like, okay, I don't know how you do what you do. And so I kind of give you a little bit of an insight of kind of like how I'm able to survive even like when I don't eat and I'm walking all these miles and I'm barely sleeping and I'm overheating and all this crap. Like, how do you do it? Well, I'm answering that question. That'll be Tuesday's video. So if you like my long forms and you tend to watch this like post live stream, because this should be up and be public tonight, because I'm not going to be real spicy. But as far as what we're going to be, anyways, yeah. So every Tuesday, I'm gonna have a long form video come out from my long form people. I'm gonna have a podcast come out from my podcast people, and then I'm going to be doing the nightly live streams as long as I have some sort of signal. Okay, so I will be reviewing this. This is the Ember Lit stove. You'll see it on Monday. You'll watch me cook and kind of struggle a little bit, but it's fun. I enjoyed it, and quite frankly, it's exactly what I need it to be. So a lot of the things that you guys hear me talk about is that oh, hey Melanie and Mr. Orange, so and Cherokee as well. So actually I just got done smoking myself, Cherokee. That's kind of why I'm stuttering all over myself, because I wanted to smoke a bowl before a live stream. I didn't even get to finish it because I was too busy talking about rubbing one off while eating ice cream. So yeah, that's an interesting conversation. But anyways, yeah, so let's talk about food. I wonder how many of y'all are pissing yourselves right now. But anyways, so I may talk about how I don't eat, and a lot of it is it's just motivation to eat. Part of it is being hot. Part of it is just the obstacles in the trail. Just how long it takes. Sometimes Sam decides to be, a pain in my ass, and so therefore she slows us down, and it takes us longer to get there because she's too busy being Sam. And so it's not that I don't have food. I'm carrying this food, and it's actually killing me because I'm not eating it fast enough. If I was eating it fast enough, I would have probably needed to. I would have resupplied a couple days ago versus today. So let me show you guys kind of some of the stuff that I have that I eat. that I like. So if you guys ever decide, hey, I want to send you a care package of food, I'm going to show you some of my favorite things that I like to eat. That actually, it's kind of like comfort food out on the trail, because even though I can't sit back and I can't eat a full meal, sit back and make some rice and some vegetables and some other stuff or whatever. I still figure out ways to put calories in my body and make sure that I'm getting nutrients, even though I may be in a calorie deficit. I'm not necessarily in a nutrient deficit, which is a lot of the reason why I can survive and move longer on less. But it also has to do with over the last year and a half, I've gone through dry spells where I had no choice but to either live off of rice, or if I didn't want to eat rice, I didn't eat anything. And so I had to learn how to be able to survive off of that. And so my body has kind of been preconditioned. And so if you have to bug out during SHTF, you got to, get your inch bag or whatever it is that you think you may have to do. You may just decide to travel with civil unrest or whatever. Okay, well, if that be the case, you're gonna, this food here will kind of give you an idea of what it is that I like. Okay, well, we'll just leave it at that. Sorry again, it got a little big. So I like these. There's two of these. Scott actually turned me on to these. These are some of my favorites. I like to eat these for breakfast, even though for breakfast I will. And what I'll do is I'll feed Sam. So part of the reason why I went back to going for kibble for Sam is that in the mornings I don't really eat, and if I'm eating, I'm walking while I'm eating. So I'll fold this up and put it in my pocket, and then just pull it out and munch it every time I feel a little bit of hunger or whatever, and then I'll drink some water with it. Okay, but I also like to eat these, and I'm more motivated to eat these out the door than I am to sit there and do this. Although I really like these are my favorite, and it's comfort food, which they are the oats, okay, the honey oats, okay, and this costs $2.50 at Dollar General. I think this costs $2.50 at Dollar General. Now I'm having to break a lot of this stuff down, but now that I have finally got, so I left my coffee cup in Russellville, and because it was so banged up, I wanted to get a new one. So I got this one at the $1.25 store, also known as Dollar General, for $3. Okay, and this actually, now I had coffee this morning, and so therefore whenever I want coffee, I've got something. It's a big mug too, and on a cold day it'll actually be nice and warm. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe next month I will go ahead and order another one of my cups, but I wasn't nice to it. So I got this as in the interim, just so I had a cup. I was looking for a plastic one. They didn't have it. All they had was this metal one, but it is pretty good. So I like to have my coffee. So I have Folgers right here. I usually do the little instant packs because it's easy. It's already pre-measured. I don't have to do anything. And where did they go? Okay, so this right here, this is my coffee bag. Okay. And so I have my Folgers. I also have my my hazelnut creamer, okay. And when I was on the Alabama Road Walk, I had a very nice gentleman that I met at the Mount Zion Methodist Church, and he turned me on to this sugar. I really like it. It's a generic brand of stevia. It was advertised as stevia, but it doesn't say it on there. But I like two of these packets, 2 creamers and one of these, and I got my sweet and Sorry guys, I was kind of figuring out what the hell was going on. But anyways, this is my coffee. This is what I have in the morning. So this is my breakfast. Okay. So I bought chili, but since I had the liquid gold, I decided to keep the chili. I'm always gonna keep. This is really good, especially if you haven't eaten all day and you need to do a reset. It has the meat in it. It has the beans in it. And you sit there and eat a whole can of this. You don't even need to cook it. You just take a spoon and dip right into it. So even if you don't feel like cooking, and it's pop top, even though I got a P52, a Pop Top is still pretty good, okay? So, and this is what, 15 grams per serving. So there's like 30 grams of protein in this. This is enough for your whole day right there. And you could probably just eat a can of this and go. And it's about a pound. So, it's going to be weight, but as far as like, compared to what you're going to end up eating all day and stuff like that, this will keep you going all day long. And like when I get to that point where I get really, really hungry, I always like to have a can of chili because it's a really great way to reset, to give your body that protein to kind of slow down your digestion so that you can actually fill up. Because what happens is you're eating and you're eating and you're eating, and it's like it's going right through you. It's not necessarily empty calories, because I mean, I'm getting vitamin D, I'm getting iron, I'm getting calcium, I'm getting potassium. Those are my electrolytes. Plus it's raspberry. So, and then I'm getting the honey and the grains from this. So it's not like I'm not getting the nutrients, I'm just not getting the calories. And so again, sometimes when you eat through all of that, you need to give yourself a reset. So I have that. And then sometimes when I get an upset stomach, okay, I always get the small one of these. Anything like clam chowder, cream and mushroom soup. I actually prefer cream and mushroom soup now. I used to love clam chowder, but now I like cream and mushroom soup. Sometimes when I get an upset stomach, especially if it's been a long day, I always like to have one of these in backup. I will probably eat this 2 or 3 days in, either as like it's the last thing, I want to mix it with some rice or whatever it is that I want to do. But sometimes like my stomach gets irritated just because I'm not really taking care of myself as well as I probably should be. And so therefore something like this is really soothing to my stomach. So that's why I always have something creamy, okay? Also I also bought some fruit grain bars as well. These are strawberry, okay? I love these, okay? These are really, really good. This is like, I snack on these and the figs and the crackers. Okay, I love my sour cream and onion, so my crackers are always taken care of as well. Okay, so that's kind of like my snacks throughout the day. And and then also I have this from Alfred that I can spice up my rice. Now when it comes to dinner, I've got, if I feel like it, I'll either have if I don't feel like eating, I'll just eat another granola bar. But if I feel like cooking, I've got 3 pounds of rice left. Okay, so I've got plenty of rice. This rice right here will probably last me quite some time, because I'm making sure to give myself a variety so I don't get burnt out. Because when I did the Florida Trail and the Florida Trail and the Pinhoti, I very rarely got to eat anything other than rice. So I got so dependent on rice that now that I'm out here doing a second time on trail and doing a long distance trail, I have the experience, the knowledge, the understanding. Now I'm actually kind of giving myself a variety of a diet so that I'm not just completely burnt out on rice, because I like my rice. It's really good. It's my plan B. Like if I run out of all of this real quick, I've got this to survive on, and this is just enough to be able to get me through. Like if I ran out of dog food and my food and all I had was rice, this 3 pounds would last me probably most of the month, if not the whole month, even sharing with Sam, giving her 2 meals a day and forcing myself to eat a little bit of it too. Okay, and so we would be able to survive, and we would at least, something like that, worst case scenario, until the next time I got some money. Like if I had to wait a couple of weeks until payday because I lost my stamps, or I had to wait a couple of weeks through stamps because food's getting expensive, things like that. Those are the things in which I get to be able to do. Okay, so as also, if I'm going to be cooking rice, I got some things like I want to be able to have that. I have some tortillas left over from a previous meal, but I love to do fried Spam, okay, with my rice. Sometimes I'm just going to make some brown gravy mix to get in it, so therefore I get my fats and I get my salts and all that stuff. I also, this is more for Sam, as I got the tuna, so I got a couple packs of that, and again, I got a couple packs of Spam, a couple packs of that. But this food right here could last me about 3 to 5 days before I wanted to go do another resupply. A lot of it is because, I mean, unless I'm feeding this to Sam, this will last me about 4 days, 3 to 4 days, okay? Plus I've got the meats and stuff like that to go with rice if I'm gonna eat dinner. And so this is motivating me to actually want to eat dinner though, because now I have something to add to it. Even a little Spam pack, and the Spam packs are better because when it's just you eating, you can't. I'm not gonna sit there and eat a whole can of Spam, and like I don't want to overfeed Sam as well, and because I give her anything I can't eat, and then you'll have people. Something weird on our way here into Richmondale, we had a lot of people stop and give us homeless bags. And the difference between a homeless bag and just like some food is that you're gonna have toiletries and like if I run across a female, I've got some pads for her, things like that. Like it gives you like some of the shampoo, the soap, an emergency blanket, water, lots of, like snacks. And so this is one of the snacks that was in there. Now I'm gonna have to give this away or leave this in a box because I can't eat the buffalo and Sam can't eat it either because of spice. So I don't do anything really spicy, so I got to really watch on my spices. And then of course, this is Sam's food, and like I usually if I'm feeding her when I'm eating throughout the day, I'll give her some in the morning, but I won't give her any during the day and or at night because I'm already feeding her when I'm eating, and so she's getting plenty of the calories. So I'm able to stretch it and really use this for breakfast for her. And so like this will cover her for breakfast tomorrow, and then I got to go get some more food, which Dollar General's right down there. We're leaving tomorrow to head to Londonderry anyways, and so just the way that things are going to go. I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes. So you get to see I got my snacks, I've got my breakfast, I've got my comfort food, I've got my dinner, I've got extras and stuff like that. My problem is just that getting the motivation to be able to do it. So that's why I'm doing the granola bars and stuff like that. Stuff I don't really have to cook very much because the way in which I travel, I push myself hard enough and I'm trying to keep us going that I generally don't have enough energy. And plus the way that this trail has been, it's been a little strange in the sense that normally I'm used to being able to see designated camp spots, and so I would stop at a camp spot like when I was on the Florida Trail or even on the Pinhoti, and I would sit there and I'd make my food, I'd rest for a couple hours so I could cool down, I'd get some water because it's usually by a water source. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna take an early day, things like that, and I'm not getting that chance here. Now I really do want to take time to do road walks and do trail hikes, and because of the storm that rolled through and the damage that it did and it not being cleaned up, I may have to do more road walks in certain sections than others. I'm okay with that, but I also want to be able to take time and enjoy it. Like I got to enjoy sitting by a waterfall on a lake, and there's people that come down here and I get to converse with them. Sam gets to meet new people. We get to have a little bit of social, get to know the community. They come down, realize we're safe, we're cool. I get to share stories with them. Like the property owner here, I saw her at Dollar General. She said, "Hey, Fryer." I turned around, "Hey, how's it going?" And just started a conversation, and we got to talking, stuff like that. And so, even though I'm only here for a short period of time, I've got when I leave, they're gonna have a positive image of me. So if I come walking back through town, now all of a sudden it's like, "Oh yeah, hey, Fryer, how you been? How was trail? What you doing through town this time?" And so therefore I have that ability to do something like that. That's part of why I try to be social with people. Some people just aren't social, but there's always people within town, especially when you're talking to the ladies. The women are going to be very chatty, and they're going to kind of see if you're worth integrating into the community. I think women are more the gatekeepers for the community within these small communities. And so, like the lady and her husband, she's the one that I talk to, and she's the one that says that I'm okay as long as I don't give him a bad vibe. He's going to take her suggestion, and so that is something. So being able to have conversations and not be stuck on because like a lot of guys like Silver Spoon, all he'd be thinking about is how he could get her away from her husband, whereas me, I'm there to have a conversation. I'm not thinking along those lines. So I showed Pebbles my Silver Spoon who he was, a video that I did that is stuck in private because of advertising. And so I showed her, and so I'm kind of still got that sour taste in my mouth from Silver Spoon because he really He really pissed me off. We'll just say it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna lean back on my bag so I can see, but it's about time. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. I can see where I picked up Scott. Okay, Butterfly, Jeremy. Okay, Alfred, we make once a month. Oh wow, happy birthday. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Pin message, report, remove, put user, hide user, add as moderator. Hey Jeremy. Okay. There's supposed to be a way. Maybe I don't know how to do it, but I wanted to give away some memberships. I wanted to give one away to because I can give away up to 10 memberships. I wanted to give one away to Pebbles. I wanted to give one away to Melody and Bushcraft and Scott. But the thing is I'm supposed to only be able to do it during a live stream. So, but the thing is I'm trying to do it and it won't let me. I don't know if it's because I'm doing it on the mobile or what, but I was wondering if as moderator, you have the ability to do that on my behalf. So if you can, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to, because that's supposed to be, I'm supposed to be able to give away 10 free memberships. It's either a week or per live stream. So I want to give some of you guys some memberships just because you guys have been really good to the channel. You guys show up, your help. I mean, we got 43 people in here. That's the most people we've had in a live stream at one time. And so I want to reward those of you that have been there and all that other stuff. But for some reason, it will not let me. No, I can. Okay, I don't know. It won't let me do it, and I'm trying to chat filter. Okay, I gotta figure this out, but I want to be able to start doing that. I mean, with some of you guys, because you guys have been really good to the channel and you guys have been really helpful, and you guys are family. This is Tuck and Sam's, where everybody knows your name. All right, and so since you guys are here, I want to make sure that we that we take care of you, because you guys take care of me, I take care of you. It's the way family works, right? So okay, let's see. Okay, there's that. Mr. Orange, what's up, Mr. Orange? Melody, Muhammad. Okay, do yourself a favor. If you know you're going to be homeless, start going without AC and heat now. I would say, yeah. Give yourself 90 days to acclimate, okay? That's just to be where it becomes tolerable. Now, as far as your core temperature in your body and the way it regulates, it's going to take, it can take up to 2 years. But as far as the initial transition to make it where it's bearable, you need at least 90 days. And like when you start noticing the temperature fluctuations, you'll start viewing everything so much different. But that's good advice, Butterfly. Thought this wasn't going to be spicy. Okay. I am actually in and out of here because of food. Okay. How much is that big? How much is that big? What are you talking about? You talking about the bag? This right here? This right here is 10 ounces for $2.50. So I think that's what you were asking. I'm not sure. Grab box of Reese's Pieces at Dollar Tree and throw into granola boost protein. Huh? That's something new. Okay, I'll try that. I mean, I love Reese's Pieces, payday bars, some. Okay, yes, but those are more expensive. I'm paying $2.50 for this box of like 6 granola bars versus like $2 or $3 for candy bars. I mean, I know they're good and stuff, but as far as being economical, my food stamps only go so far. So I kind of got to go, bang for your buck, even if it ain't the healthiest crap out there. So, Tuck, you still have bowls? Yes, I still have the bowls. You'll actually see me eating out of it in Monday's video. So, because I put the, I put the mac and cheese and hot dogs in there. So chili is part of my food preps. Yes. Yeah, chili is really good because it's high in protein, and you could just eat it either straight out of a can, or you can make chili dogs, you can make sloppy joes, you can make all kinds of stuff. I saw the dog moving behind me. Samantha, oh, okay. I gotta show you guys this. So she likes to hide. Well, not really hide. This is like her shade spot, but look at that. That's my dog. She knows how to go incognito and hide and make sure nobody can find her. Not even me sometimes. So, oh crap. So I'm sitting on a hill because it's a sandy beach, and I'm trying to kind of get situated properly. Okay, there we go. If you can grab Himalayan salt from the dollar store, it has 83 minerals you need and really helps with electrolytes. Well, I will do that once the salt, because I mean, I've got garlic salt, and I'm making sure to use the garlic salt first, but I also have the other salt that I use, and the pepper in this spice jar, and it's yeah, I want to use that up before I go get Himalayan salt, just because I'm thinking about weight and room, and that's why I spent $10 on 2.5 pounds worth of food for Sam versus $5 for a 4-pound bag, because I had so much damn weight. I had to pay more to buy less food for it. It was better quality, but still I had to pay twice as much for half as much. So just because of weight. So that's part of the reason why I don't grab a lot of the things I want to grab, because if it were up to me, I would have nothing but cans of soup and chili and hot dogs. But the cans are very heavy, and these need to be eaten fairly quick. They'll be on the top of my list, but they're also there as an emergency as well. So nothing like a mouthful of salty nuts. Yes, especially if they're chocolate salty nuts. Crazy Steve. Okay, Billy Grapes, what's up? Melody, what's up? What's up, DFH? All right, you carry coffee and creamer. Yes, just a guess, I do. You're pretty set up there. Yeah, well, a lot of it had to do with you guys got me set up to start with, and then I just I added on to that because I didn't go into the store desperate. I still had plenty of food left by the time I got to Bentonville. So it was kind of nice to where I'm actually able to the way you guys set me up out here, as far as like the care packages all the way up to Bentonville, between Scott, Alfred, and Jeremy, that really set me up to be able to have this variety, because I would have been in a completely different position had I not gotten that. So it's made it so I can afford this stuff and still be able to function. Okay, I'd rather not eat than eat Spam. Fried Spam is actually not that bad. I was never a Spam fan, but it's fried ham and something else mixed with it. But Spam is good. If you fry it up, put it on a tortilla. I wish I could. See, the thing is I don't want to get mustard or ketchup or even mayonnaise. Because then I'd be eating more Spam sandwiches, and I'd be eating that all day. But the thing is, I'm worried about the mayonnaise exploding in my bag, so I don't get it. Okay, I like lemon, cilantro, rice. Okay, well, I don't have any cilantro, and I don't have any lemon, and I don't, yeah. Jeremy, keep pads for if you get wounded, and pick up some tampons in case you... Oh, hey, anything to plug the wound. I mean, if it could stop a woman from bleeding, why can't it stop me, right, Alfred? Tampons aren't great on a shot wound, not big enough. Not big enough. Well, no. This is a pad, not a tampon. So, okay. Pads are good for hacks. Being in the woods and all. You know what? Actually, they are, because you can use them as gauze. You can use, especially if you've got a gash wound, yeah, that would be good with some medical tape, or just use some Gorilla Glue and then just wax your arm, so you need 3 or 4 foot gauze to stuff that kind of wound. I ain't got that much gauze. I got enough to patch a couple of really good scratches, and that's about it. So okay. You can also use the stuffing part as the first fire starter. Yeah, you can also use your packaging from these boxes as a fire starter as well. I'm actually going to keep a couple of them with me just to make it easy for myself in case there's not a lot of fuel because of whether it's being damp or whatever. If I'm not able to find some dry stuff, I at least have something to start it with. So what type of first aid you have, Mr. Tuck? What if you get hurt really serious? My first aid kit gets used more for anybody else than me. When Sam got attacked, I used my first aid kit. I need to, before I leave tomorrow, I need to go get an actual tube of triple antibiotic because I used the last of it on her over like a 2-day period of time. And so I need to get some of that. But yeah, I mean, I have the alcohol pads, I've got the Band-Aids. The first aid kit that Scott gave me is phenomenal with some of the Band-Aids that they have in there because it's for different types of adhesives for different types of things like clear tape and stuff like that. It's actually really, really good. But yeah, I have the one that he brought me is probably from Walmart, but it still works. It's still decent and for what I've needed it for. Now, I mean, I still need some other stuff, but I just haven't gone and gotten it or whatever. Because every time I get one of those Ace bandages, I run across somebody and I have to wrap their leg or their arm or something like that, and I end up losing it. So I just find a medic bus, and that's how I get my free first aid stuff. Like all those medic buses that go around these bigger medium-sized towns. Those are great if you need to get first aid supplies and you don't have money. You just walk up and say, I need this, and this. Alcohol pads, Band-Aids, gauze, medical tape. They always have that. Oh, and Ace bandages. Those are the things that they always have, and you can get in abundance. And just you tell them like, look, I'm a traveler. I patch myself and other people up. And so they'll be like, okay, yeah, here you go, because you gave them a good enough reason to give it to you versus just like, hoarding it and stuff like that. So anyways, God is on the side of all the first aid he needs. Yeah, okay. I carry a potato, onion, garlic, activated charcoal, cayenne, wild lettuce, tar bandages, most places for wound care. I'm not that skilled yet, Butterfly. Taking a survivalist mentality is much different than being homeless. When you're homeless, you're thinking about getting a job, getting on your feet, getting a place. When you come out here to live and, you're going to live out here for a long time, knowing full well it's going to be 2-3 years before you get off. And then you've got to take more of a survivalist mentality. You've got to keep moving. You got to keep doing all these different things. Then, it really becomes, you learn so much more because, and that's kind of where I'm at. For the last year and a half, I've been learning all the things that I probably should have known for a while, but either I didn't learn it because I didn't think I needed it at the time, or it wasn't passed down to me through what do you call it? Basically my parents not passing knowledge down to me that they have. Now my mom did passed down quite a bit of medical stuff to me because she was a CNA and my grandma was a private nurse. So that kind of gives me an upper hand over a lot of people when it comes to medical care. But that was pretty much the only skill that I picked up in my youth outside of whatever I was taught in school. So I can't do anything other than put people in timeout and approve messages that YouTube flags. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into it and see how to do it, or see if I can do, if I gotta make a change somewhere, because I'm supposed to be able to give away memberships. That's a YouTube thing that's been, that they rolled out like 6 months ago. I've been meaning to do it, but now that I'm ready to do it, now I can't do it. So, but anyways, and don't forget to hit the like button, it's free. So that's a great setup there. Okay, knowing your name has nothing to do with the fact you have a name tag on. Okay. Okay. I don't know what that means. Okay, I guess that's another. Don't worry, too, Mr. Tuck. We all good here. We can wait. Tuck, you have a dry bag. I did until it got stolen in Gainesville. That was one of the things. I just haven't gone by. I need to get myself some hiking poles too. I just haven't done it yet. I'm waiting to run across a town that has that has a Walmart. And I'm thinking if I do a direct road route, it's 86 miles to Parkersburg, and then I can catch a bus to DC, and I can be there in time because it's only going to take maybe 5 days to go to Parkersburg. Okay, and so that would get us there before the 11th if I can get us there in time. And she and I can, can be there. I can meet my business manager, and and then just kind of get back on the road. Go to Delaware, come back, and go to Parkersburg, and then catch. By then, I'll have YouTube payday again, and I'll be able to get out. So I'm thinking we may do a road walk. So we're gonna probably end up doing quite a bit of the. We're gonna end up doing quite a bit of the live streams because I'm sure being on the road walk will have a lot better signal, unless we get into some really dead areas. So, okay, I won't be able to survive without power at least for 6 hours. Want a cheap replacement for rice? I don't like lentil. No, I'd rather eat rice. My Jackery takes 6 hours to recharge, and if I'm driving, it goes a bit faster. I don't know. I only have a cell phone, an action camera, and that's pretty much all I got to charge. So, Brian, thank you very much. I just saw the super chat there, so let me say thank you very much, Brian, for the super chat. But as far as what I have, this 15 watt is perfect. And by the way, if you go look down in the description, I added the Ember Light. I added the Amazon equivalent. Jeremy, I don't know where you got it, but I can't find Utilitech. But I found an equivalent on Amazon. But if you guys want to check it out, but look for the Utilitech if you can find it, because I like it. And I don't know what the other brand is, but I know that Utilitech works, and it works great. And I'm really, really, really thrilled with it. But I got that in there, and I got the 6 liter bag in there, the MSR bag. So if you want to be able to see something like that, go ahead. It's down in the description now under my affiliate links. So hey, what's up, Bushcraft? Glad to see you. Oh, I love you, Bushcraft. You are amazing. All right. Okay. Hey, Melody. Oh crap. Hey. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Bushcraft for Buddha. Okay. Hey, Melody. I'm not a big eater of beans, even in chili, so have to find another protein source. Beans, musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. I think that's the way it goes. So, have you ever needed a rescue on trail from a broken leg? No. When you realize that you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have no signal, your thought process changes in how you move. When the scariest place that I was in where that could have been an issue would have been on the Pinhoti in the Talladega Forest, going up the stairway to heaven, hopscotching those boulders. But the thing is you got to be sure on your feet, and you also got to be ready for the ground to move. So you've got to be able to move quick and know your next few steps. So that's why you kind of got to pre-plan the way that you're going. You're seeing that, and you just got to really pay attention. Okay, so that's one thing. So that's you when you're out there. Like the worst thing, I've come into town with an infection, and it took me 3 days to get into town, and I can only move a few miles a day because of how infected my foot was. But that was probably the worst. But yeah, you just kind of got to suck it up, Buttercup, and move on. So have you ever, okay, Bushcraft, hey, Butterfly, okay. Had a hell of a last couple of days, but balances back out now. That's good. Snacks for debate. They're supposed to be here tomorrow. But yeah, I'm probably gonna, now that you mentioned a Coke and ice, I'm probably gonna go buy me a 12-pack and a thing of ice. I probably am, just so I can sit there and watch the debate. I'll probably be drinking like the last half of the 12-pack during the live stream. So, but yeah, that'll be fun. But I'm thinking, it's like, man, I need to do, because that's gonna be so worth it. So you should carry a couple packs of ramen noodles. They're cheapest food to buy. Yeah, but I mean, rice and ramen noodles are in the same group. Fired spam sandwich is classic camping food. That is a can. Classic, delicious. Yes. Okay. Hey all, Tuck. Dry soup makes our good cheap food option. 2 packs for $1 at Dollar General. Okay, Palm Coast. I'm gonna have to go look that up because if they're there at the Dollar General, because I was looking for dried soups, I didn't see any. I'm going back by the Dollar General on our way out of town tomorrow anyway, so I will definitely check that out because if I can find some dried soups, that's gonna be a game changer because I just don't want to order it from Amazon and then have to truck all the way to a different city to get it and I'm going days without it. If I'm buying the food, I need it now. I don't need it 5 days from now. So 44 watchers, the most I've seen, 4 likes. All right, so we've got 11 likes. Good idea. You can get that lemon cilantro dehydrated. Okay. Gorilla Glue will take months to get off, probably. Okay, Bushcraft rebooted. Okay, what's up, Slack? Hey, Slack. I need you to reach out to me via email. I know I want to hook up with you before I leave the East Coast, and maybe if we hop a train back and forth or whatever. But I definitely want to be able to meet up with you, Slack. I miss you, buddy. Honestly, I do. I think about you, and I even talk about you. So I'd like to hook up and meet up before I leave the East Coast. So send me an email, friartuck@hobotuck.com. That's my email because that's my website. So I got my eye on another first aid kit. Okay, that's good. Hey, Slack, been a while. Yeah, Fishbone and I in North Bergen, headed north to Maine soon. Okay, well, it's going to be probably a couple of weeks before I'm in DC. Send me an email and we'll figure out how to meet up or something like that. At least to be, if worst case scenario, yeah, just hop a train back up and down just to, because I kind of miss, I want to hop a train with you and get you guys to meet Sam and see all that stuff. So, love you too, man. I miss you. So, Mr. Orange, that sounds like amazing time. I speak a bit of German. Okay. I got some stuff I want to send you soon. Okay, I will. I will. So nothing heavy or too much bulk. Okay. Well, Melody, you and I, when I'm ready, I'll send you a message through Messenger like I have been, okay? So I keep okay, hold on a second. The number one poisonous. Okay, this thing keeps jumping around, so I keep missing where I'm at. Okay, added a dry bag. Okay, I use it to detox. Okay, yepers. Okay, Scott, thank you very much for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Thank you. So, all right, Yepers, back at you. Okay, Tuck, do you use hiking poles? That's why I said I need to get me some hiking poles. But the thing is hiking poles are only good if you're going up or down hills, and that's only in certain places. Like, I'm better on my feet without the poles, and most of the time when because I found some poles when I was on the Alabama Road Walk, and I actually took some paracord and made my own straps because the straps broke on them, and I got them all suited and everything like that. But most of the time I was either dragging them, I wasn't really using them, even when with the exception of a few miles of trail here and there. In a way, it's like I don't really use them unless I'm doing something steep. Most of the time, you don't have to do anything steep. I just move under my own leg power. And, they give me a little bit more balance, but I'm good enough on my feet. I haven't really had a problem unless Sam tries to stop right in front of me like she likes to do. But, she's going to pay the consequence for that. Trekking poles are worth it. Once you get used to them, you'll wonder, have you ever... like I said, I had them on the Pinhoti. I had them for a couple 100 miles. Actually, I had them for about 300 miles, and they just, I liked them, but they just, I figured I would use them more than what I did. I don't want to walk around like this. I don't. That doesn't work for me. If I'm on flat ground, put them away. And so I'm putting them away for days on end, and then I pull them out, and then I got to put them back in once I hit flat ground, or I got to carry them all day until I finally set my bag down. And so that becomes a pain. But I don't know. 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. I like sardine. Oh God, no. Hit the like button. It's free. Yes, hey Ian, how are you? Butterfly. Okay. Frank's are red hot. Okay. Okay. Oh wow. My trekking poles keep the weight off my back. I don't see. I need somebody to help me. Like Scott, you'll probably be the closest one that I will end up coming across in that time frame. When we meet again on trail, I'm gonna need help getting my pulley system on my bag set up right, because right now it's hurting right around my collarbone, and from walking. And the thing is it's starting to sag. So part of it is just the weight. And with the weight, it's like it's really like, it's kind of making me feel nauseous a little bit because it's so heavy. And so I'm a lot of the weight, it sags, and so it puts a lot of the weight here on my shoulders. And about 10 miles into the day, I like my whole collarbone hurts, where I got to sit there and take an hour or so and just give my neck some rest because it hurts to even turn. I'm stuck. I don't know if it's just the way I walk and if I'm just tense while I'm walking, or what it is, but it's something that I got to start figuring out what to do. So hiking poles are also really useful if you know what, that is one way. That is another thing. Okay, I will give you that, Mr. Orange. Do you have a hip belt on the bag? Yes, with 2 pouches. So one holds my my medicine, and the other one holds my first aid kit right now. But usually it holds like a wallet, cell phone, cigarettes, anything that I don't want to lose, that if I'm worried it's going to fall out of my pocket. So that's generally what I use that for. Yeah, we will get it adjusted for you. Yeah, because I know. Look, I know I'm supposed to have a better experience with Teton. A lot of people have said that they like their Teton bag. I keep my weight down. I've got to get to like a trail hostel where I can get a weight on it and figure out what my base weight is. But I think my base weight is under 20 pounds. Okay, that's without food, but that's with everything else. We're talking about like my burner and everything else like that. So I don't understand why my food. I mean, I've got 3 pounds of rice, and that 3 pounds is probably the heaviest things. I probably have about 7 pounds worth of food, okay, between me and Sam. And a lot of the stuff, like with the exception of the rice, but a lot of the stuff will go pretty quick. So I'll end up dropping that. But even, I don't know, again, I don't know what it is, what's going on, if it's me, if it's a user error, or if it's the bag. But I don't want to talk crap about the bag if it's me. And I don't know how to do these bags well enough. I finally figured out how to get it to stop tilting because the top strap's up here. And so now it no longer tilts, so I don't have to worry about that issue, which was the original issue I had. But now I have it so much where it's putting it on my shoulders. So, that comes to 40, 50 pounds with 10 days food. I don't carry 10 days food. Most I'll carry is 5. And what makes up most of that 5 days worth of food is my rice. Okay, because I only carry like 3 days worth of snacks. And if I go like 2 days longer, I've still got plenty of rice to eat through the day. And I could probably get this rice, 3 pounds of rice, to last me at least 3 weeks. Okay, I think. Where is Varrock? I don't know. Okay, hold on. Did you have the same problem with your other Teton bag? Yes, but I was hopping trains with that bag. I didn't actually do trail. I didn't do anything really long distance with it. It was just around town, so I didn't really get to feel what I feel now doing more long distance. Okay, where is Varrock? Okay. The stove I sent you is 3/4 pound. Yes, I know. Bowls is spork, half a pound, 1 gallon of water, 7 pounds. Yes, I know. No, everything I have is weight. I'm trying to figure out why it feels like it weighs so much. Because like like even my cook set weighs like 10 ounces. The heaviest things I have in my bag is my rice and the 2 soups, but I can get rid of those soups real quick, and then they don't even weigh. and everything else is light. It's just snacks. And like all I have is a tarp, which that tarp is light. That tarp weighs less than a pound. My underquilt and my hammock, and then I got my straps, and then I've got like the other knickknacks is probably where it really adds up, like the paracord, the electronics, the first aid stuff, my hygiene stuff. I bet you that's probably where most of my weight is, and I just need to get down to figure out what it is that I absolutely need and what I need to get down to. So stop being soft. Okay. So wouldn't the weight at the bottom of the bag give you more pull down than at the top near the shoulders? I just asking. I've always heard that you put you stop. I always heard you put the heavy stuff at the bottom. So do math on your protein intake. I bet if you're honest with yourself, your short needed protein to heal makes heavy because you're tired. That would probably, yeah, because in the morning sometimes the bag is so heavy, it feels twice as heavy as the day before. So I'll put that into consideration, and that's why I've started looking at getting more protein as well. You want the weight low so it sits on your hips. Maybe we send you a powered protein to make a difference. Well, Jeremy gave me a protein shake. I just haven't made it yet. But Jeremy gave me a protein shake. I should probably eat that in the morning with some water and mix it or something like that. Because, I think, you guys are probably right. And that's, things that I'm learning. But, that is that. Okay. So, thank you. Okay. So this is a 20 ounce. Okay, sorry guys. So Scott got me some of these, and I haven't actually used but a couple of them. So I was actually gonna put some in a drink. I actually bought me a water so that I could put it in this drink instead of trying to put it in my water bottle. But it is what it is. So let's see what else is going on in the world. So we got the debate coming up. That will be tomorrow's Wednesday, so we'll be in town. Is there anything specific that you guys want to know about the debate? That's really the ultimate question. Like, how is it you want me to cover it? I mean, you just want me to do highlights? Do you want me to give my overall a take and analysis? What do you think that I should probably be I should be looking at, as far as the content, so I can at least make sure to bring something that's entertaining, because I know anybody could go to Fox News or CNN or Redacted or any of the news sources and get the overall breakdown. So, I love the peanut butter. Man, the first thing that went was the peanut butter. So, peanut powder is really good too. Powder, how much does that cost, Jeremy? And by the way, Jeremy, where did you get this Utilitech? Was this from Lowe's? So, okay. I used to use the MetRx protein packets when I was on the road. It's hard to keep your protein intake up when traveling. I love protein. I usually have a high protein diet. I've always had a high protein diet. That has been, like, with the stomach issues I had, it's been the one thing that's kind of helped me go. So, I think the average person is supposed to be eating like 55 grams of protein, and I usually eat about 110, 120 grams of protein a day. And I like having the protein, and it's actually did wonders for my stomach. It kind of helped repair it. I don't know how, but that's just kind of what it did. I understand you guys' version of politics. We're told, don't talk money, politics, or religion. But at the same sense, the politicians or the con artists make the laws that make the things that we do as normal now crimes. So how do we talk about it without calling it politics? That's really the question. So, yes, but I do love peanut butter, peanut powder. Okay. I can't wait to see he's lively or a zombie. Uh, um, uh, I got to share this in Patreon, but there's a YouTube short out there of a squirrel. It says Joe Biden is a squirrel, and you just see the squirrel just sitting there like this for like 30 seconds. It doesn't move, doesn't do anything. It's just a squirrel, and it's just stuck there. And yeah, I don't know what that squirrel was looking at, but that squirrel was just definitely there. Okay. I can wait. Okay. Okay. So it was Lowe's, because yeah, I was looking it up online. I'm like, why can't I find it on Amazon? Oh, it's at Lowe's. So Lowe's has got some good stuff. I may have to check them out for some of the stuff that I need, because that seems to be one of your favorite places to shop. Trump getting sentenced to jail July 10th. So what goes down tomorrow? Super important. Why do you say that? Why? Because the thing is 90% of people have made up their mind. Nobody's. The people that support Trump are going to sit there and go, yeah, Trump, he made him. And the people that support Biden go, yeah, Biden, he, and they're going to sit there and call the other guy an idiot because they're so sold on an ideology or their candidate. Everybody's picked their candidate. The presidency was decided the moment that Trump decided to run for president. The election was almost decided. I think when we got the whole Gaza Strip thing, the whole thing that's going on in Israel, I think that was what caused Trump to win the next election. I mean, the election was already decided months ago. I know of people that are Democrats that absolutely loathe Joe Biden. They bought into it. They don't think that he's got the American dream, all this other stuff. And everybody knows that they got sold a bill of goods. And so if Joe Biden actually does win, this is why they're trying to figure out a way to get Joe Biden out. And the end around might be that all the people that would have voted for Biden but can't vote for Trump, and that would vote Republican but can't vote for Trump, are going to vote for RFK. And I think RFK and the way that he's with his third party, I think that if that actually happens, that will be the end of the Democratic Party, and now the Republicans will be the Democrats of old. And like before the Civil Rights Movement. I mean, as far as their conservatism, because the Republicans used to be liberal until the 60s. Okay, the Republicans were the ones out there doing the anti-war protests. It wasn't Democrats. That's new. That's like since the 70s, the late 60s. They didn't always used to do that. So the Republicans used to be the liberal party, and then they became the conservative party because the elites move around, and the elites have all moved over to the Democratic Party, so therefore that party's dead, and now they're going to be scattered so that they can go and figure out which two parties they want to co-op for their own personal interests. And so the up-and-coming party would be, what is he, independent? So, but that's my thought. Is there a CVS type? I don't know. Right now, the next, there's really nothing out here. Like, there's Dollar Generals, but that's the grocery store for the whole town. Okay? Type store in town. No, it's just Dollar General and Family Dollar. That's pretty much all that's going to be along here. Those are the things that I can count on. But a CVS, I've got to go into something like Chillicothe, which is 60 miles from here. So just go by the word. Okay. Why are they not letting it go down like normal? Too much editing and bleeping out and no live audiences. Really? It's gonna be that scripted? That's sad. I mean, how can you trust something if it's going to be that scripted? That it sounds like almost. I watched something on Glenn Beck, and he was talking about how Trump was getting set up, and I'm like, yeah, I was saying the same thing, that Trump's going to get set up. So at least I'm not the only one that's seeing this. And he's saying that the best thing that he can do is just to sit there and look at the audience and say, why would I even want to answer the question? You have this, you've got, the Israel-Palestine, the Ukraine war, you've got inflation, you've got the pull out of Afghanistan. I mean, do you want that? You already have my track record. There's nothing left for me to say. Because at this point in time, really, we already know what we're getting if we elect Trump. We already know what we're getting if we get Biden. This is the easiest decision for people to make because they're going to vote with their pocketbook. And under Trump, there was no inflation. The economy was good. My business, see, regardless of how I felt about Trump, I liked Trump because my business took off. I couldn't hire people for less than $15 an hour. My business doubled in a matter of like 3 months. I was getting so much work and I couldn't find anybody that I actually almost it's kind of like this fast explosion and then boom, it all comes collapsing down and you're just trying to hold all the pieces together to keep your basic foundation. But I mean, there was so much work. And the economy was going, and he was making deals that were good not only for the economy and for trade, but he was doing well for the economy. And right now, he made the dollar strong. Biden destroyed the dollar, and everybody knows that Biden destroyed the dollar. And because Biden destroyed the dollar, I don't know if Trump can even go back and give us the same 4 years that we got, because there's been so much damage and it was done so quickly that it's not repairable. And Trump will just be a patsy to say, see, look, he's just as bad as Joe Biden. So it wasn't Joe Biden, it was him to begin with. And yet another way to take on Trump, because anybody that is pro-Trump is pro-America. And if you're pro-America and pro-Trump, you're not going to be accepted in the new world. That's just going to be the way it is. And so they're using this as a way to be able to ferret out everybody out of their cages in the same way they used to do to the Christians. They would do something that would force the Christians to come out, and then they would massacre them. There are Roman emperors that their whole thing was to wipe out the Christian religion. And that was how they did it, is they would bring them out through trickery. And to think that it's not being done right now by the Democratic Party is to sit there and be naive, to think that they wouldn't do something like that, okay? So, turned off unless the person... Yeah, that's just another way for control. I use the PB Fit. It's $14 for a 24-ounce jar. I like the Carnation Instant Breakfast Chocolate Powder and add peanut powder to it. It's like drinking... Oh my God, Jeremy, I'm gonna have to try that. $14? How long does that last? And it probably comes with measuring cups, of course. So I'm gonna have to check into that. If I can't get it this month, I'm definitely getting it next month. Kind of all over the campaigning type of politics, such as debate. Now, when it is against Constitution, then yes, let's talk. Okay. Well, the thing is the... Okay. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom, and if you, but when I go to end the live stream, because once I get to the bottom this next time, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream, because we're sitting at an hour, so it's probably gonna take me another hour to get down there. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you a piece of history about the Constitution, something that most people aren't taught, especially the details of the Constitution and how it came out. I was actually having a conversation about this today, and that. You know, when we talk about the Constitution, I think people misunderstand it, and because of how it's been wrongly portrayed through our educational system, and through those that want to wrap themselves in it as a way to be able to garner support for their otherwise treasonous activities. Okay, we can't leave politics out together because it is the homeless that is the most affected. Yes, because every time the politicians do something to destroy our economy or to lower the standard of living, more people become homeless. We should just set rules to keep it polite and kind. Look, if you agree with me or disagree with me, I don't care. You have your view and I have my view, but I'm disinterested in politics because I see it as a religion, and I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, not a religious person. So when people get heated, see, politics is supposed to be an ideology. It's more supposed to be like philosophy. Okay, so I think I talk politics all the time because I talk philosophical ways of living and guiding yourself and choosing what standards and morals that you have and how you govern yourself and how important it is to treat others and kind of the cause and effect and ramifications of things. That is really what politics, the foundation of politics is supposed to be. And then we take that foundation and then we codify it through rules of government, which is law. But if we can't get down to the core fundamentals, we will never fix the rest of it. And I think that's really where we have the disconnect when we come up with the whole thing where people go, it's politics. I think a lot of people use the word politics, or the second that you mention, you say R or D or election or anything else like that, that they automatically put up a wall in the same way they put up a wall when they say conspiracy theory, okay? So, but if you guys want to hear some history from me, it'll take me about 10 minutes to tell you. But if you want to hear it, I will tell you. But you gotta let me know down in the comments here by the time I get to the bottom. I buy a lot of stuff at Lowe's, Home Depot, and Menards. I found that panel for $15. Bought 3. Holy, yeah, because you can't get it for less than $60 on Amazon. So, I mean, if you guys want to go get the same solar panel I have, follow Jeremy's advice. Yes, Melody, all for talking issues, just not who to vote for. Well, we're not talking about who to vote for. We're talking about how it's shaping up. Have I said you need to vote for this candidate? No, I haven't. Nor has anybody else said that you need to vote for this candidate. You guys have the ones that you support, and you guys are vocal about it, but you're not forcing your ideology on me or anybody else, and I'm not doing that to you guys. I'm just sharing my opinion, and you've already made up your mind. It's not my job to do that. And I think that those rules have been naturally set because of the way that the community reacts, because of the mutual respect that we have for each other. We all here, we know each other, we talk to each other just about every night that there's a live stream on. So, they're talking about passing a law to remove Secret Service if Trump goes to prison. That's just stupid. Melody McMahon, politics important when it comes to governments dealing with the homeless, since each party has their own ways of handling the solution. Exactly, DFH. Okay, I go to one of them every couple of days. I can see if they still have some if needed. They have had them for a few weeks. Well, hey, you know what? That is a good reason to come over and take advantage of Patreon, because if Jeremy can go and get something like that and you're willing to pay him $15 plus shipping and save, let's say, $40 or 60% off, I mean, and then kick him down a couple of bucks for doing it for you, or maybe he's getting a bulk discount or whatever, something like that. This is why you want to come over to Patreon, because we got things like this that go on. I mean, there's the chat function is one of the most valuable parts of coming over to Patreon. And it doesn't matter whether you pay $5, $10, or $20 a month. The chat function is there. So if Jeremy says something like that, you can run over to Patreon and say, Jeremy, here's my information. And then therefore you guys can contact each other and still have your anonymity without giving out all your personal information, other than how do I send you money and here's where you ship it to. I mean, real simple. So, so you love your Grail, so convenient, and was able to get an Olive to watch my socks and underwear. Okay. Okay. Me too, Palm Coast Prepper. Okay. Palm Coast Prepper is in here. Okay, I missed him. For example, the Supreme Court case that opinion is going to shape what governments do to handle the homeless situation. Exactly. And we've talked about that extensively. I'm waiting for the decision to come down. So, I think third party will be exactly what we need. No, we need more than a third party. We need so many different parties that the government cannot do anything, because we're that divided on how we govern as a whole. We need to be governed in our community. And the only way you can be governed in your community is to have the divisive parties. Because in some areas you may have some people that are socialists, and so they may want their own socialist party to govern them and then represent them, in their area. And I think that that maybe the states are outdated because the federal government has been nationalized anyways. That if you were to redraw the boundaries, and instead of giving states rights, you give county rights, and you've got counties that are or regions that want to be governed this way, and regions that want this way, and regions that want that way. That way everybody gets to it, and what works is going to be adopted by all, because everybody wants to live in the utopian society. So I think people have all the rights as people, because if they don't, then they aren't citizens, and therefore can't break any laws. All a citizen is a subject. Okay, when you become a subject, you waive your rights, okay? Or you are guaranteed certain rights, but that is only under which you are subject to. So we put so much emphasis on subjugation and being a subject or being a citizen. But this is how our ruling elites, even during the forming of the Constitution, wanted to make sure that they were able to govern us as a whole, okay? Was to bond us through citizenship, through subjugation, versus through culture, which is association, okay? And that is much different, and it's a much different way to govern. Okay, when we treat the homeless less than human, that becomes the problem. The question becomes, and the thing is how do we, and the fact that we justify it and use religion and other ways to be able to do it. The PB foot, $11 for 30 ounce at Sam's. It's a big container though. Next time I send you a box, I could put some in a baggie for you to try. Basically dehydrated peanut butter, add water, and it becomes, oh dude, you and Alfred got me hooked on peanut butter, okay? I would have never thought about peanut butter if it wasn't for the two of you. Okay. Exact makes some amazing high quality fire starting kit made in USA, right in Georgia. Okay. All people should be treated equal. Kennedy will be answering all their questions during the debate held online, so we can hear his answers. Well, that's good to know. Okay. Please let your viewers, that is just your opinion. Yes, I know. Stop him from entering the debate. Yeah, I think they did. DFH, which is, it's not right. That right there tells you you're not playing in a fair system. If they can block any adversary and use it as a way, well, it's just our debate. It's an old boys club. And so, which old boy do you like? Do you like the? Think of the Jones Plantation. Okay, if you've never heard of the Jones Plantation, that thing has like I don't know, 60, 70 million views. It is one of the most popular videos out there. Once you hear it, you'll probably remember it because it was very popular about 15 years ago. It's still on YouTube. It's called the Jones Plantation. And then you'll understand the way I see politics. Okay, thank you, Butterfly. Okay, going down the rabbit hole with you. Oh, come on, Melody. You know you want to. Okay, I was asking, okay. Okay, cores need to work. Okay, why stress about politics when you can have fun riding on my handlebars? Bushcraft. Touche. That's good. He made all their demands to get there. Okay, yeah, he did. Okay, Melody McMinn opinion, nobody disputes that. Okay, Chuck, you'll probably be doing a live stream by firelight. It goes till 9. Well, I will probably be sitting at a gas station then under a light to be able to do it, and I'll talk to him about it because it's only like 6 miles down the road. Okay, so free handlebar rides, just get in line behind me. Oh, so you're taking the first handlebar ride? All right. Well, I Jeremy, I guess you finally came out of the closet? So, okay. I love hearing my history. Yes. Okay, Bucknut, but tells like it's written in stone. Okay. I say do an hour before the debate, then stop the live so you can watch it, and then do an hour after the debate to share your thoughts. Okay. That sounds like a plan. Okay, that is the reason we all can come together and talk even with different views. Yes. Okay. Okay. If Dollar General, they're large, see if they have powdered when protein supplements aisle. I will definitely do that because it's a decent sized Dollar General. I mean, it's not small, but I don't think it's not Walmart. That's for sure. You're good, Melody. You know we love you. Hey, I've said it before. You're Melody. You're always good. Never worry. You don't make me mad. We love you here. You're part of the furniture. You can't leave. Okay. So Jeremy and Alfred Bushcraft, all of you guys are all part of the furniture. You're not allowed to leave. So where did he say like you? Okay. Should I carry pepper spray if I'm going to be homeless? No. I mean, well, hold on. Are you a female? Yes. If you're a man, no. If you're a female, yeah, I would say carry pepper spray. Carry you have various different things on you just to be prepared. You might even want to think about getting a dog that is a little bit more territorial and aggressive as well. That way, because the dog will be a deterrent, especially if you teach it to unless you allow somebody around you. Like I knew a trained lady. I met a lady right before I left Cincinnati that did that with her dog. I was fully impressed by it. But that's how she keeps herself safe. That dog will not let anything happen to her. So I'd like all of you to get. Okay, start GoFundMe for Fryer. What do you say? You don't need to do a GoFundMe. You can either do a super chat, you can do my Cash App, you can do my PayPal, you can become a member over on Patreon, you can go through my website, pay.hobotuck.com. I mean, there's so many different ways. I don't need a GoFundMe. I got so many different ways, Nuclear War, and it's all down in the description. So Bushcraft, Rebooted, you say, okay. I like that idea. Okay. Nuclear War. Okay. Good night, bro. I am here off to bed. Oh, well, Ian, nice to see you. I hope to see you tomorrow. I do not know how to start one, but somebody should go start a fund me for Friday. No, Nuclear War, I don't need it. I got it all. It's all down in the description. Nuclear, okay, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. See, that's why Jeremy's so awesome. So, yes, have an emergency. Okay. If you're not first, you're last when you want to go last. Yes, I know, but okay. No, a GoFundMe would not change my life. You guys changed my life. That's the thing. The interaction that I get from you, the constant interaction. I mean, we're sitting here, we're having a conversation. It's like, you ever watch the show Cheers? You know, that's kind of what I'm trying to do here is like, we all are sitting here having conversations. I'm reading part of the side conversations, plus I'm having a conversation with you, answering your questions. And we're just like everybody, it's like a giant party, but we're online and we have fun and we do it every night we can. I mean, and you don't even have to leave your home. So if you're an introvert and you really don't like to go out in public and you have social anxiety, this is perfect for you. So, appreciate the thought. Save it for the orphans and the hurricane victims. Yes. Okay, I think Bushcraft has on handlebars. Yes, he does. Okay, seatless bikes. Oh, that's not right, Melody. That's not right. Oh, I got a visual. I did not want to see that. Okay. Like the Dollar General has PB2 peanut butter powder for like $5. Okay. Okay, Melody. Okay, going last night is maybe a good thing. Gives you a chance to not follow the dummies. Well, yeah, but it also gives you ammunition to use, because the thing is whatever they sling at you, you got to take it and sling it right back, and twice as bad. So, the amount of responses that it's going to take to settle one shit slinging contest would be a lot back and forth, and we won't see that. Jeremy, thought you had said Dollar Tree, not Dollar General. We don't want one that will take our face off if he's too hungry. Yeah, that's true. The type of live humanizes everyone present. Yes. Okay. Amazon has peanut butter powder too, really common, but most people, okay, don't look for it. Okay, rebooted. Okay, thanks, Bushcraft. Was rough couple days after hurting wise, but very proud of self. Well, I'm glad y'all are proud of yourself. I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, so one person said they wanted to hear history. Okay, so this is what I'm going to close the live stream out with. Okay, so most people know that the Constitution was, if you look at the seal of the United States, it says 1789. I think the Department of Treasury says 1787. Okay, but every other seal says 1789. So the Constitution was not the original document we came under. The original document we came under was the Articles of Confederation from 1776 to 1789. Or to 1787, we were under the we were under the Articles of Confederation. The president was the president of Congress, and he was elected by Congress. He was not elected by the people. It was a governing body of elites that got together and hammered back and forth. The federal government had no teeth. They had no way to coin money, had no way to lay and collect taxes, and was unable to pay the war debt. So what did they do? They took the opportunity to go and fix the Articles of Confederation. But there are those who think that that those so-called founding fathers actually committed treason because they were supposed to they were supposed to fix the Articles of Confederation, not create a whole new document. If they would have fixed the Articles of Confederation, all they would have needed to do would be to add the right to coin money and the right to lay and collect taxes, and that would have satisfied our debt collectors. But instead, they decided to form a whole new government and do it in such a sly way. Okay, there's a lot of debate around just the ratification of the Constitution, especially if you read the Federalist and the Anti-Federalist papers. And it was a big wordplay. The Anti-Federalists were your real Federalists. Go look at what federalism is. And the Federalists were actually monarchists, but because they took the word Federalist first and said, yes, we're writing the Federalist papers, Thomas Paine was reactionary in the Anti-Federalist papers, and he got some people together with him to be able to do that. But the Constitution was almost ratified without the Bill of Rights. If it wasn't for Thomas Paine making it to the New York delegation, the New York delegation would have ratified the Constitution because we only needed 9 out of the 13 colonies to ratify it for it to be considered the governing document of the land, because it was a new form of government. So therefore, the people, trusted Franklin and all the rest of the guys that went there and did it because they were the smartest, wealthiest men who had the most to lose in all of this, because a country that was dysfunctional wouldn't allow them to profit. And they were also philanthropists within society as well. Listen to some of the things that Ben Franklin did. He started some of the first colleges, and he even would send orphans off to college. Okay, and but the thing is that Thomas Paine and the Anti-Federalists was able to convince the New York delegation to put a conditional ratification of the Constitution, that they had to add what would later become the Bill of Rights. It took them 2 years to come up with 10 of what they considered the most important rights. These are rights that are endowed to you by your Creator. They are not all of them. These are the ones that the government said that it should that it should protect. You should be able to say what you want to say without fear of reprisement. You may have to pay a social consequence, but you cannot be silenced for speaking your mind. You cannot. You are not. And this is something I've talked with sheriffs about. Even though they make laws that do not allow you to defend yourself, your right to self-defense is what the Second Amendment is. And it allows you to use the most powerful weapons up to a gun, which was the most powerful thing they had at that time for an individual to use. I mean, you're not going to sit there and protect yourself with a cannon. I mean, come on. Although it might be interesting, you see a guy coming up the road, you boop, splat. But anyways, and so the Supreme Court, so when it comes to the Eighth Amendment that they're talking about, this court case that's going on, they say that although in the Constitution the right to travel is not outlined, it is considered an inherent right. You have the inherent right to travel, i.e., that this reaffirms that these only were 10 of them that they thought that were the most important, the government should never infringe upon, which is your right to defend, your right to speak, your right not to be double charged, your right to be able to protect yourself from the law, not to draw and quarter people, not to receive cruel and unusual punishment, or to have judgment passed on you ex post facto. So therefore, like what they did with Trump, that could be thrown out because that's a violation of the Constitution, because the crime was committed. They created the law so that they could therefore prosecute him, and that is a direct violation of the Constitution to begin with. Okay, so I mean, if we're going to talk about this document, it is the law of the land in which we say that we're going to be governed. It is basically how we set ourselves up, but that is just a framework of how we set our rules. We are a community, and that is what we have forgot as a people, is that we are actually a community. Okay, and so I think that when it comes to the Constitution, although I am in that camp that thinks that what they did was treason, because I got to read about how good the Articles of Confederation actually were, because the government had no teeth. They were nothing more than an administrative force, like a notary public. Okay, that's all. Like a modern day notary public is essentially what the government was under the Articles of Confederation. By allowing the Constitution is what allowed the government to be what it is, and that's why we got what we got, because they framed it knowing that it would take generations to be able to do it in a slow erosion for a national government. Okay, and they started doing an overlay of the states. So if you want to know whether or not you live in a state or you live in a territory, go look at your metes and bounds in your Constitution. Every few years they re-ratify it. Are there any metes and bounds? Well, then you're in a territory, because go look at anything pre-1859 and you will see metes and bounds. It's important. It's property. Okay, but anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you learned something, and I will see you tomorrow night during tomorrow night's live stream.